think there are two things that happen in a crisis. Either you run toward it or you run away from it.
There was a lot of concern because we were watching the news for a few days up to it, and we saw that it was one of the largest storms of all time.
Our responsibility is to keep up and running the communications of the customer in a global basis. When the communications comes down, the systems come down, so there's no possibility for business.
So we began to prepare in advance because we had a good model. We knew what was coming.
If we have 2 major outages on a bad day, that's a very busy day. We had 15 major outages in 48 hours.
The night the storm hit, I stood outside and just watched the wind just blow through the trees and just start knocking telephone poles down right in front of me. I wound up staying overnight 2 nights here because the police wouldn't let me out onto the street because it was so bad.
It was a dark and stormy night, literally, and people are in the office. Their shift is over. They would like to go back to the hotel. First of all, they need to battle the elements as they cross the street. When they get to the hotel is without power. Their dedication, their impeccable ethics, their sheer courage to be able to do this is absolutely astounding.
The second day with no power was Halloween. And when I got to Credit Suisse on 24th Street, the National Guard was there. I don't know where the competition was, but it was BT and the National Guard in Lower Manhattan.
Everybody kept in constant communication with each other, just alerting them, say, hey, we're okay. Do you need anything?
People actually went out and bought groceries for others. Some people drove to Pennsylvania to pick up gasoline in the containers, bring it back into New Jersey to give it to some of the employees so they have gasoline. So it's things like that that shows how BT came together.
For some of our customers, we had to restore the networks, the voice, the data, the wireless networks. So then those buildings could become hubs for their employees. Some of our clients really established their headquarters buildings in this region as like power and shower. Come get charged up, come bring your family. The cafeterias were going, they had hot meals. It's kind of like a lifeboat.
When I saw how bad it was, I personally reached out to all my customers to see if there was anything that they needed. Specifically, Cantor's having a downtown office, I knew they were really hit hard. Although downtown is not BT, it's our competitor system, I said, is there anything we can do for you? And they said, actually, yes, there is something you can do. They relocated about 400 brokers from their downtown office to their midtown office. And they were literally trading in the lobby, in the elevator banks, on fold-up tables, single handset phones. So they needed to have our system up and running. So what we did was we expanded their current system by additional 400 positions within pretty much over a weekend.
They had indicated that they had not yet heard from their incumbent service provider. And again, within 12 hours, we had staff and hardware on site ready to help bring their business back to life.
Now, by winning this opportunity, the customers agreed to any sites that come up will be BT. So we've knocked the competitor out. This has been a house account for them for probably close to 10 years.
It was absolutely incredible, and I can tell you that I've worked with this team of people for the last 4 or 5 years, and they've always impressed me, but never as much so as this time.
Fortunately, as a result of the resilience of the BT global network, there was no real disruption for facilities outside of the New Jersey area.
There could have been a big problem for Credit Suisse, but they really didn't see anything.
We stayed up. We didn't go down. Nothing, that's a big deal for us, especially in our line of business.
And our customers, not only did they not really sense or feel or experience any kind of gap, it was very much a continuous flow, and I think just the extra attention they got when so many things were going bad around them, I think the customers experienced a very high level of support.
customers have come back and said, we really understand that BT has a good BCP program, right? So we were able to answer the question for customers in terms of how would BT support me if in fact you lost the Princeton facility. I think we answered that question.